Beans, bullets, and Band-Aids, right? That's the only thing we preppers prep for. Beans, bullets, and Band-Aids, right? Well, those things are important, but what if I was to tell you there's something just as important as all those things, and that is the need to have a prepper's library. In today's society, access to information is easy and readily available to everyone via the internet. Most of us have access to the internet, and with one click, you can basically find all the information you need about any subject, right? To me, that's one of the things that we in today's society take for granted, that easy access to information. And as preppers, we prep for food and water storage, we prep for ammunition and firearms, medicines, solar panels, generators, you name it. You know, we prep for everything. But one of the things that I think we fall short on in our preps is having information available to us that is not grid tied. When I say grid tied information, I'm talking about the internet. Do you have books or references or PDF files downloaded that you can go back to and look at if there's something out there that you need to find out on how to treat? For example, let's say your child is sick. They've got some kind of respiratory illness. You're not a medical professional. You didn't take the time during the easy times to learn about medicine or the ability to treat and diagnose diseases, illnesses, wound care, things like that. You didn't take that time to learn those skills, so now you're needing to look up information to find out on how to take their symptoms and be able to diagnose the problem, and you need the information on how to treat it. But there's no internet available. You're in a shtf grid down event. There is no way of getting to a doctor. The hospitals are down. There's no doctor's offices. There's no internet. And you have a problem on your hands. If you don't have the necessary knowledge and skill set to treat that, to diagnose it and to treat it, how are you going to get that information? If you didn't take the time to invest in books, reference guides, if you didn't take the time to download files onto a flash drive to be able to look up on a laptop, if you have the ability to keep a laptop charged, what are you going to do? Well, that's the importance of a prepper's library. It's books, it's reference guides, pamphlets, files downloaded from the internet that you can go back and look at. What if you're in a long-term grid down event and all you bought was some bottled water and some 5-gallon containers of water and gallon jugs of water, and you had all this water put back, but now you've been in this event for 2 months, all that water's gone, and you don't have the skills or the knowledge to be able to purify and store safe drinking water. And you drink dirty, bacteria-ridden water, and you and your family get sick, and you end up dying from dysentery, from dehydration, from all the illness that you can get from drinking bad water. Or maybe you've had 3 months worth of food stored and it's 4 months into it, you haven't eaten in 3 weeks, and you don't know how to grow your own food. You didn't take the time to buy a book to learn how to grow your own food, or you didn't take the time to buy a book or download a file that you could go back and reference to of wild edibles in your area, or animals in your area that you can harvest, or fish in your area that you can harvest. Or you didn't take the time to download a map that shows all the creeks, streams, lakes where you can go and fish. And you didn't take the time or even know that your yard is full of dandelions, and that is a vitamin-rich source of food that you could just go out in your yard to get certain times of the year. I mean, simple things like that. We as preppers, we love to buy stuff. We love to throw money at stuff. But I'm telling you, knowledge and skills, and the ability to go back and look at these references and books will save your life. It's more important than anything you can buy. So what you see in front of you are just a couple of my books. It's not all of my books. I have many books on many different subjects. But if you're a new prepper, if you're a beginning prepper, these 4 little books right here is a good way to get started. And one of the things that I feel like is most important when it comes to prepping is medical knowledge, knowing how to treat, to diagnose, to be able to treat a wound, to diagnose illnesses, sicknesses, disease, things like that. Simple toothache, infected tooth, something simple like that can kill you in a stressful grid down situation. You need some kind of reference, some kind of book that you can go back and look on how to treat these things if you don't already have that skill set. One of the best books to get started with is the Ultimate Survival Medicine Guide, Emergency Preparedness for Any Disaster. Joseph and Amy Alton, they're medical doctors and a nurse practitioner. This book is great when it comes to survival medicine. Suggest everyone get it. It's fairly cheap. They have their own YouTube channel that talks about things, or at least they used to, that talked about all the things in this book. Another good book is The Prepper's Water Survival Guide, How to Harvest, Treat, and Store Your Most Vital Resource, which is water. Good book to have. Go back, and there's a lot of things in there that I didn't even know. And good reference guide. This right here is a great starter book. It has about everything in it. It's the Prepper's Long-Term Survival Guide, food, shelter, security, off-the-grid power, and more life-saving strategies for self-sufficient living. Some of the things it talks about: practical water collection for drinking and hygiene, storing, growing, hunting, and foraging for food, first aid and medical treatments when there's no doctor, techniques and tactics for fortifying and defending your home, community building strategies for creating a new society. So this book right here has a little bit of everything, and it's a great beginning book for beginning preppers. Something to go along with your medical book there is this Lipkin Knot Pocket Drug Guide to Nurses. It talks about just about every prescription drug out there, the different drugs out there, how to use them, their side effects, the different dosages based on your age and weight, what medicines to mix and don't mix together. This book is a great little guide when it comes to all medications, and it goes along with this survival guide nicely. If you're just starting out, these 4 books is a good way to get started, but there's plenty of other books that you need, references that you need. Carpentry. If you're not a carpenter and don't know how to build stuff, carpentry skills, something that will show you vital carpentry skills, how to work on cars, how to work on things, mechanical type things, how to grow your own food if you're not a gardener or never grown your own food, and get books that talk about the type of climate and area in which you live. Wild edibles in the area that you live, how you can go out and find wild fruits and vegetables, how to process and dress wild game, how to hunt and kill it, trap it, the game out there that's good and it's not good for you to eat, if you're not a fisherman or never fished before, how to catch fish, how to tie a knot, how to tie a fish hook, what fish are in your area and how to find them and how to catch them. That kind of thing right there can save your life. All those things can save your life. So I suggest everyone, don't just focus on bullets, and Band-Aids. Don't forget about this important information. It could save your life or the life of your family, friends, neighbors. This kind of stuff right here is often forgot about. And like I said, we take for granted the internet and the easy accessibility to the internet. We always think that is going to be available. That we can, if we got any kind of problem, one click, bam, there it is. That's not always going to necessarily be the case. And you need to have references like this that you can rely on to help you in a shtf, very stressful situation. So I encourage everyone, take a little time when you're prepping to look at, research, and invest in some of these type books. There's tons of them on the internet, on Amazon. You go to your survival websites, a lot of them are promoting some of these books. A lot of them will save your life and will give you the necessary skill set that you'll need in order to be able to survive a very stressful situation. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the video today. And like I said, don't forget about a prepper's library. Very important, one of the most important things you can do and add to your preps. Like I said, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. We'll catch you next time.